You can access the entire episode now on our website, forbiddenknowledge.news, Rokfin, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. And I have such a similar story when it comes to my spiritual awakening experiences. It was through meditative experiences. I made contact with what I now understand as my higher self, was given multitudes of information on how to proceed, how to become successful in what I'm doing with this show, and it led me towards my path, and I owe everything to that one experience and the plenty of experiences that followed, because I was seeking more and more. But it's fascinating how that happens when people have these pure intentions and they have this incredible paranormal or extraterrestrial or supernatural experience that affects them in a way so positively that it propels them. And this happens more often than people are having these supernatural experiences that are terrifying them and sending them down the wrong path, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, it seems like it's more of a positive experience all around, and I want to get your insights into not only what's happening with some of those experiences and people that are seeking, but the nature of reality in general. Based on everything you've experienced, all that you understand, what do you think is the purpose for us being here? There's plenty of different schools of thought. Some believe we may have created this reality for ourselves to experience, grow, and learn. Others believe that same thing, but possibly it may have been hijacked by a malevolent force. That's why we have these negative overlays that we deal with on a daily basis. But what are your insights into that? What do you think?
I really honestly think it's a little bit of both. I feel like, the collective consciousness is really what created this, because the way I look at it, it's like everything is evolution. So basically, it's like, if we understand that we're really spiritual beings, and we came into these human bodies to have a human experience, but the purpose of that was for us to gain more understanding of consciousness and gain more understanding of what we are. So that's kind of how I look at it. I just think everything is about evolution. And it's like, we come here, we learn things, and this helps us evolve, even on a soul level. Because all of the experiences and all the energy, even all of the negative things, all the pain and the trauma, it's still energy, and it still, adds to your soul experience and your soul journey overall. So that's kind of how I look at it. I feel like we come here, and through doing the work, through becoming spiritually enlightened, we're able to merge back with the one or the source. Now, I will say that I do believe that there are malevolent forces in the universe, just as far as we understand duality. So it's always going to be a contrast. It's always going to be an equal reaction, to the energy. So as positive, as you may be, it'll still be negative forces. And it's kind of up to you to be able to navigate and, balance out everything. So I definitely feel like there's a malevolent force, but I don't necessarily look at it as evil. I look at it as it's kind of testing you to become stronger. At least on this plane, it's a lot of times, it's like when you working out, you lift heavier and heavier weights as you get stronger. So it's you have to kind of go through things in order to even know how strong you are. So, I kind of do believe in the Anunnaki type theory, where it seems as though something occurred on the planet to where something did alter the human DNA for positive or negative reasons. Because to me, I believe in, reincarnation. And I feel when we came into this realm, it was for us to learn certain things. And, certain people either didn't learn or they got too attached to this reality. And this is what kind of created the reincarnation cycles. And, some people will even say that it's certain archons or certain entities that kind of want to keep humanity at a lower level so that they can feed off of the energy that, humans, put out. So I think it's a combination of both of those things. I do think that there are, forces or spirits or entities that, want to kind of keep humans at a lower level. But, there's also a force that wants humans to evolve. So that's kind of how I look at it. I think, I'm not the type of person that just like thinks like, yo, this one path or this one philosophy or school of thought is the truth. I think it's different timelines and different realities all playing out at once. So depending on like where you're at, you know, like we could be on two different timelines, like just based on your reality and things you've experienced. Even like on the past life level, it's like, you know, we really don't know how old the earth is. You know, some people say it's billions of years old. Some people say it's so many thousands, but ultimately I think it's even different versions of the earth. So yeah, I just think everything is true in its own relative reality. So yeah, that's kind of how I look at it.
Right on. I think that a lot of what we experience as paranormal activity or even extraterrestrial contact is part of a learning and growing experience for us, especially if it is a spiritual energy that is trying to help us learn something, but the only way that it will be able to perceive it is as something that we understand. It seems like it could appear as anything, but if we understand the message better as a gray extraterrestrial or as some kind of angelic being, that could be possibly what these energies appear as. And that's what I consider often, that these aren't necessarily just these little beings that are coming from different planets, but may be surrounding us at all times, just outside of the spectrum of our vision. What do you think about that?
No, I agree with that. Like, I actually made a video about that. I said, you know, it's spiritual entities always around you. You know, like a lot of people talk about, you know, how you got spirit guides, how you have, you know, ancestors. And, you know, I believe in that. You know, like I'm definitely in tune with my guides, because it's been so many times, like, especially like kind of growing up in the environment that I grew up in, like, you know, it's a lot of crime, a lot of gang activity. It's a lot of, you know, weird stuff going on. And it's like, it's so many times where I would just hear a voice. You know, I might be at the basketball court. I would hear a voice like, yo, you need to leave, like go home. Like, and, you know, at first I would kind of question it, but then it's like, anytime I would question that inner voice, something bad would happen. So I just learned to kind of start trusting it. And it's like, it's been so many times I got that premonition. I would leave the basketball court, then boom, somebody got shot, like literally right after I left. So, you know, to me, that's a form of, you know, of a guide or a spiritual entity that's around you, that's kind of like, you know, giving you this information. And then, like I say, like once you really look at it from a metaphysical level, you know, everything is connected. So it's not really that it's like another being like that's really outside of you. It's really just another aspect of yourself. So that's kind of how I look at it too. It's like a lot of times we look at these beings as something that's separate from us, but really, you know, it's aspects of us. And, you know, once we learn how to kind of integrate and raise our level of awareness and consciousness, we actually start to see that, you know, we can, you know, even, because basically I'm kind of like going ahead of myself, but you know, you can leave your body, basically. So if you can leave your body and, you know, you can expand your awareness beyond just your physical body, then that proves that, you know, that you could be connected to all of these different things and, you know, all of these star systems. So, you know, it's really just about expanding your consciousness beyond just, you know, who you think you are and, you know, your name, your religion, your race, where you from. Like all of these things, we think that's who we are, but we're really so much more. We really are the universe experiencing itself through us. So
I love it, man. That's a great answer. Now let's get into some of the modalities that you're utilizing: meditation, breath work, brainwave entrainment, visualization, manifestation. I've used a lot of these methods myself, along with the implementation of different plant medicines, psychedelics at times. Implementation of different frequencies. There's so many different things that you can do to explore consciousness other than just sitting there, because I know a lot of people have trouble just meditating, like myself. I have to implement different other methods along with it to have much success. But let's talk about some of the modalities that you're using.